According to the National Retail Federation, the average American family will spend more money on this back-to-school season than they did the last. Each year, thousands of families head out to local department stores and fill their child's backpacks with supplies needed to start another school year. These supplies are often a request from the classroom teacher and are provided to families in the form of a list. Do you ever wonder about how families choose their supplies? Do most families choose to shop thrifty, lean toward the more cost-efficient products, or are they shopping by brand? Brands such as Crayola, Med, and Hilroy appear to be on every shelf selling school supplies across the country. A very common necessity among these supplies are composition booklets or notebooks, and a very popular brand supplying these notebooks is Hilroy. Hilroy has been supplying paper since the early 1900s and is now providing products that are not only fun and sure to keep your little ones busy, but they are helping teachers educate their students about the importance of thinking green and how to protect our Earth's most precious resources. Over the years, Hilroy has added recycled products, more importantly, recycled paper. Their eco efforts have helped schools across the country contribute to environmentally friendly habits. Today, Hilroy provides online programs and apps designed for teachers and students. For example, Hilroy for Teachers is an excellent guide on how to build an eco-friendly school, and Hilroy Spread the Word in School is a program helping teachers educate their students on the importance of sustainable living. This generation of learners may be thinking green and appreciating their environment a little more. However, the history behind this product is also a very inspiring one. A gentleman by the name of Roy Hill dedicated years to his self-made printing and paper business. He opened the doors to Canadian Paper Pad and Company on July 4, 1918, despite the pessimism of skeptical business associates. With very little savings, he borrowed the remaining funds from his parents to get the company up and running. The company began with all but 6 employees, including Hill himself, who acted as manager, salesman, shipper, receiver, and paper cutter. Although Hill opened his company doors with all but $1,900, by 1919 he had already invested an additional $8,000 to keep pace with the growth of the company. The company began on a second-story renovated residence on Wellington Street in Toronto, Canada. However, by 1920 he moved his business to King Street, where he continued to operate for the next 10 years. Over the years, the Canadian Pad and Paper Company continued to prosper. Hill based his company's business philosophy on honesty, integrity, and quality. In 1932, Roy Hill purchased the entire stock of Eaton, Crane and Pike Limited and went on to purchase the entire assets of L.P. Bouvier and Company. It was at this point he formed a new company known as Bouvier Envelopes Limited, and with such rapid growth, Hill was forced to move his company business to bigger premises. It was in 1946 that he purchased 11 acres of land in the township of York. This new facility grew to approximately 250,000 square feet. By 1958, the Canadian Pad and Paper Company merged with Eaton, Crane and Pike and began operating under the name Hilroy Envelopes and Stationery Limited. The very next year, Hilroy Envelopes and Stationery bought the Canadian Stationery Company in Quebec, and by 1978, Hilroy was open and operating in provinces across Canada. Roy Hill remained chairman of the board up until his death later that year. In 1982, Hilroy became a division of Abitibi Price Inc., and by 1994 the company was purchased by Med Corporation, who went on to merge with Westvaco Corporation, however continued to operate under the name Hilroy. Today, with the merge of ACO Brands Corporation and Med Westvaco, the company offers a larger portfolio of well-known brands including Med, Five Star, Hilroy, Swingline Quartet, and Kensington. These home office supplies can be found in more than 100 countries across the world. Hilroy has become a commodity in both schools and businesses across the world. It has become the leading manufacturer and marketer of school, home, and office products. It offers a full line of products such as sketchbooks, notebooks, paper, colored pencil crayons, file folders, envelopes, and more. And although the Hilroy factory once buzzed with employees and excitement, the many children who visit the factory on school trips can still describe the experience as magical. The factory has now incorporated technology which makes paper printing a less physical job, which in turn requires less manpower. And with the outsourcing of products such as coil notebooks and note totes, the factory does not buzz with as much excitement as it did only a few short years ago. So the next time you look at your child's back-to-school supply list, you may want to consider the history behind these products. You can feel confident knowing that the Hilroy notebook and colored pencil pack you tuck into your child's backpack is a trustworthy brand dedicating its business to educating schools and children about sustainability. Hilroy gets an A+ for their eco efforts, as well as making going back to school a fun experience for children across the country.
You rock, Hilroy!